Tavis Smiley.
Culture in my lifetime has been as impactful, if not more impactful, than politics or law or any other pursuit of business. I like to say culture is undefeated.
Culture is undefeated. That's what Council President Marquise Harris Dawson says, and you know what? He's right. Culture is undefeated. But here's the problem. You don't get to celebrate the culture while ignoring the people who created it. And that's where this procrastination Crenshaw conversation gets real. As you know, the community sent a formal letter to Harris Dawson. We're still waiting for an official response from the city. The deadline is Friday, September 4th. But in the interim, Harris Dawson penned an open letter to the community. Okay, that's fine, but responding is not the same as answering. That said, let's not confuse fixing the parking, repairing the streetlights, and repaving streets and sidewalks with finishing Destination Crenshaw. The community was promised a transformational project. So, where is it? When is this thing going to be finished? The council president says the project is being delivered on a timeline. What timeline? That's not an unreasonable question, and that's not an attack. It's not division. That is accountability. And then there's the business interruption money. So in his letter, Harris Dawson says that more than $1 million went to Doolin's on Crenshaw, and additional assistance went to a few other individuals. Oh, really? Who received the money? How much money? And who didn't? I can assure you, a whole lot of folks didn't get that money. How do I know? I'm getting the phone calls. You see, transparency should not scare anybody. That's how accountability works, and that's why in our letter, we asked for an audit. But instead, what do we get? A discussion about Tavis Smiley, the pastor, the parishioners, the business owners, the people asking the questions, their motives, their ambitions, their character. Well, let me tell you something. When you can't answer the questions, attacking, insulting, and gaslighting the persons asking the questions doesn't make the questions disappear. It just makes people ask why you won't answer it. Let me be clear. We don't want to fight with the council president. We want the project finished because the people of Crenshaw are not on the sidelines, Mr. President. They are Crenshaw. And if culture really is undefeated, then respect the culture, respect the people, respect the businesses, and most importantly, respect the questions. Now, answer them. The Crenshaw Corridor community is still waiting, and September 4th is fast approaching. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. As always, we welcome your feedback.
We're just talking louder. Say nothing.
Your love's a sword, slicing gently through my body, burns so sweet. Blood boils when you speak, makes me weak, but I refuse to weep. Yet when I sleep, I feel tears trickling down my cheek. Stay strong, pride telling me move on. My heart's fighting me, forcing me to hold on. Yours forever, fell for you beyond measure, pure as ever, saved by sins of treasure.
Tonight, let's make it time, baby.
Welcome in. Happy Monday. Happy Mamba Day. 8/24. Shout out to Kobe with the bars on that. We're going to ignore that it's Bryant night because it's Mamba Day. All right, listen. It's Jill Munroe, and of course, this is the show where we hit all the trending topics and headlines. And we are coming off of a weekend that was full of it. So we have a lot to get into. This is one of those entertainment days where the stories are all over the map. We got an NFL owner getting arrested, R&B reminding us that the 90s was a blessed time. Gary, Indiana got something to say. And a bonus, I hope we have time for this story. We have a charity photo that is causing waves and commotions on social media with the community. Andy?
Shout out to the weekend, because when Monday rolls around, it's always a heavy day.
It is. It is. Big ups to the weekend. There's a lot of time to gather things. Now, we know that yesterday was Kobe Bryant's, well, what would have been Kobe's, what is it? Would he have been 46, 47?
He was born in 79, 78. Disrespectful.
I know, it's disrespectful. 48. It would have been his 48th birthday. And then today being 8/24, obviously, owed to Kobe coming into the league as number 8, number 24, both numbers retired. How gangsta is that? In addition, Kobe's that Olympic game where he absolutely dominated and took over, 8/24/2008, I believe it was. So shout out to that. So listen, in honor of Mamba Day, because you know what it is around here, Lakers. We're going to see if it's still Lakers. It's always Lakers, but it's going to be an interesting Lakers with the exclamation point this upcoming season. But I digress.
Man, it's always going to be the Lakers.
It's always going to be the Lakers.
No time Lakers. Shout out to, hey, we still got LeBron on the squad. What
we
you talking about?
We got Bronny James. Get in. All right, listen. We have a conversation, a little commentary from the one and only Kevin Garnett, KG, that, you know, he and Paul Pierce have a podcast. And this was a moment, I believe it was from last year, but it's Mamba Day, so we running it back. And it's just to remind you who number 8 and who number 24 were.
So hard, got 2 numbers retired.
Which one was better? 8 or 24?
24, boy.
24?
24 was smarter. Nobody liked 8. Nobody liked 8. 8 was his own thing.
Yeah.
Nobody liked 8. We forget about 8, man. 8 was he was most challenged. You know what I'm saying? People had a problem with him. The shot selection, they thought he was selfish. Then, you know what I'm saying? He went through something, came out of it like reborn on something. Really. That second code, whole different code. Family oriented, took another route, whole different mentality, yo. Old code, crazy.
So shout out to that. You know, I had to give it up to KB. Andy?
It's crazy. You know, I woke up this morning and I saw a post on Facebook that showed a lot of our current NBA players right now with Kobe tattoos. I mean, AD got one. I didn't even know Bryant had a Kobe tattoo on his thigh, homie.
I didn't know that either.
8/24 Black Mamba.
I did. He got that after Kobe passed. That's right.
Devin Booker. It was just crazy.
Devin and Kobe were tight.
It was also other players that like was competitors of him that got a tattoo of him, and I'm just like, yo, look, man, I understand when LeBron eventually retires, the league is gonna miss out. I just don't know if the way the current players, the way they talk about Kobe, the way they revere him, I could be wrong. I just don't know if they're going to be talking about Bron. And it's probably the wrong thing for me to even bring up right now. But to me, it was just another testament of what Kobe meant to the league. Because I feel like the media is trying to, like, erase
Kobe. It's either Jordan or LeBron. They act like the Kobe era didn't exist. You know this is what I have come to, right? Jordan, right, one of one. He came at a time when the league was coming off of Bird and Magic. The Detroit Pistons were coming up, but there was no clear designated team to take the league to the next level. Jordan,
I don't know. Y'all might have to push back just a little bit on that one. I hear where you're going with it, but we can't deny what Magic and Bird, the Lakers organization.
No. I'm talking about the era after.
Oh, in the 90s.
In the 90s, yeah. No. Come on, quit playing. Magic is my favorite player. And Kobe, it's 1A and 1B, right? All right, so I'm talking about in the 90s, what Magic did, right? Kobe was in between. Kobe is probably the best player, right?
Yes.
In this conversation. LeBron has the best career and is probably the best businessman.
Okay, see, now when you say career, what are we talking about?
I'm talking about the fact that he has played the longest. He's going into his 24th season. Okay. He has the most points in NBA history. He has, like, obviously Jordan, like I said, is one of one and did some things at the time. He's the pace setter, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, how I would lay them out. The GOAT argument is crazy to me because not just of eras, but Kobe bridged a lot. Kobe is the only one to play against both.
100%.
So, I mean, I think it's just a complicated conversation, and I think there's different areas where each one is one of one, the elite status. You know, Kobe's mentality, his tenacity.
100%.
Jordan, as much as Jordan have it, it was different from what Kobe did. And you can say he took it from Jordan, but a lot of people wanted to take it from Jordan, but couldn't do what Kobe managed to do.
I agree, because the media was desperately looking for the next Michael Jordan.
It was Grant Hill. Grant Hill got derailed by injuries. It was Penny, injuries, same thing. I mean, there was a lot of people.
Harold Miner.
Harold Miner, Baby Jordan. Shout out to USC.
Yeah, it was a lot of Baby Jordans until Kobe came to the league.
So, facts. Listen, we got a lot to get into tonight. We are running down so many topics and headlines. So when we come forward, we're going to get to it.
It's silly. Once again. All this. Come on. Right. Like this. What I live for? Basketball, beats and brawls, from Italy to the U.S. Yes, it's raw.
You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So, I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-729-7070. That's 1-800-729-7070. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-729-7070. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
The KBLA 1580 app puts the realest conversations right in your pocket. Stream live wherever you are in the world. No static. No searching the dial. A crystal clear connection, 24/7, exactly when you want it. We recommend that you keep automatic updates enabled. Set it and forget it. So the app stays up to date with store requirements, bug fixes, and new features as we roll them out. Download the KBLA 1580 app today and stay plugged into the conversation everyone's having.
It's not a moment. It's a movement. And we're still marching. KBLA Talk 1580. Unapologetically progressive.
Just in case you missed our Procrastination Crenshaw Town Hall.
I'm an Eaton Fire hero. I was trapped there January 7th, 2025, so I was awarded the Carnegie American Red Cross and the Kiwanis Lifesaver Award. So, to me, this looks like a slow burn. You constantly see Dr. Hardy, Pastor Caldwell, Mr. Smiley here. Their business is slowly impacted. Now, in Altadena, it was a quick burn. Everybody left. Everybody got priced out. They didn't have enough money to stay afloat. They couldn't rebuild their property. So, to me, this is a target for the developers. In my opinion, having been in Altadena for 18 months, still today, I still feed all of those people there because they're still displaced because they can't afford to come back. So what do? They move down to the Inland Empire, or they just call it a day and they go back to another state. So it's important to hold leadership accountable because as of right now, they've abdicated their responsibility. They just show up for the cameras and they don't even come to see you.
Keeping them in check. We're KBLA.
How many times have you sang, nights like this I wish the raindrops would fall? All right, I'm not going to break you guys with the singing, but Michael Wright passed away on Friday at 70 years old. His wife, Susan, confirmed his death. That's Friday, August 21st. His family did not initially publicly announce a cause and specifically asked that people refrain from spreading unconfirmed information. Wright's resume went beyond the 5 heartbeats. He also appeared in The Wanderers, V, The Principal, Sugar Hill, which I love that film. Wesley Snipes was in that as well, and The Interpreter, and HBO's Oz. So, you know, he also won the Best Actor at the Venice Film Festival for Robert Altman's, Streamers in 1983. So that's serious acting territory. He enriched our lives. And though Eddie King Jr. became immortal because the 5 heartbeats did something a lot of black films has done over the years, it touched us not only culturally, it felt like family, familiarity, and it created a space that some people didn't even realize the 5 heartbeats weren't a real group. The movie wasn't an enormous box office blockbuster when it arrived in 1991. I remember sitting in a theater seeing it, being in love, but VHS, cable, BET, and tons of family living rooms, it became the classic. And now all of a sudden everybody knows Eddie Kane Jr. and later found out it was Eddie King. It was just the accent that had y'all messed up, right? That's cultural permanence. So, listen, sending love and light to his family, and, you know, hug your people. All right, listen, let's get into, I feel like before I talk about Gary and switch topics, since we were just talking about Kobe, I kind of want to bring this up, and then I'm going to put a pin in it and we'll come back to it. But there's a photo that is circulating from a charity event that took place last Thursday. It's from the Harold and Carol Pump Foundation Celebrity Charity Dinner. They do this every year. Shout out to the Pump brothers. They're really big in the basketball community. They used to have the pump and run, yeah, pump and jam. I can't remember the 90s basketball camp, but they have been around the community. They are a lot in there, and they started this foundation over 20 years ago. I used to go to school with them at Bel Air Prep, so shout out to them. But a photo, pump and run, okay. A photo from some former Lakers players has been making the rounds. Now, Cece Gutierrez, Scott, posted the photo on her Facebook and Instagram. Cece is currently married to former Lakers star Byron Scott. Cece is a beautiful, I believe she's Filipino woman, right? But the reason why the photo with the other Lakers in it has started making the rounds is because all of these men at one point in time were married to black women. And now, in this new photograph of 2026, and let me remember who was in it: Robert Horry, James Worthy, I mentioned Byron Scott. There were 2 others in the photo. All have white or others as their current wives. I saw a comment on one of the posts about it that said, you know, it takes a strong man to stand and love a black woman, implying, you know, black women can be a bit difficult. I don't know. But there is socially a lot of chatter about this and about the Second Wives Club, you know. The conversation involving successful black men and what they gonna do when they get on, it continues to thrive, and the receipts seem to be there, you know. I'm just going to say we'll put a pin in this and maybe have a conversation later, Andy.
You know you got something to say about it. Go ahead. Chime in. Why you gonna have us waiting? Come on now.
I mean, all I'm saying is it is interesting that so many of these gentlemen in their second go-round in marriages, somehow none of them could find love again with a woman that kind of looks like them. That's all I'm saying.
Shout out to Magic Johnson and Cookie, man.
Shout out to Magic and Cookie. And what did I say? That's one Magic. That's not why, but Magic is that guy.
But also shout out to Cookie too, though. You know
shout out to Cookie because Cookie's a strong woman.
That's what I was about to say. She been through a lot, and I know Brother Magic done put her through a lot, but she stood by her king, And I always say this, man. It's very queenly of her, because she could have ski-daddled if she wanted to.
I mean, and she did for a little while, but listen, those vacations every July and August make it worth it. I'm just playing. No, I'm being funny. I'm being funny. I really do live for their summer yacht vacations. Like, I ascribe, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cookie. Pretty Brown Mimi asked, didn't Robert Townsend say the 5 Heartbeats was based on the R&B soul group The Dells? It wasn't based on one particular group. They pulled from several and kind of made this mishmash. It wasn't one in particular, but listen, favorite movie. All right, so maybe we'll talk about that more in depth later. That's all I really got to add, though. Just keeping you guys aware. All right, listen, Gary, Indiana has been in the dark for days. It has been nearly 2 weeks that they are dealing with this catastrophic power outage. And somewhere between the spoiled food and dark houses, people have begun questioning why America's most famous family from Gary, Indiana, hasn't publicly ridden in to rescue and offer some assistance. And yes, that would be the Jacksons. Now listen, I don't know if it is personally the Jacksons' responsibility, but we have seen people like Trey the Truth pull up to offer assistance in Jackson. I think Keith Lee might have been doing something, that he's the food influencer, I believe. Listen, we don't know if the Jacksons, any individuals of them, have donated. If they have, they haven't publicly said. However, a devastating storm struck Gary on August 11th. It brought winds of around 90 miles per hour. We all know and can remember not too long here in Los Angeles when we had a situation with winds that strong. Started off the Eaton fires, the Palisades fires, etc. And it is causing massive damage throughout Northwest Indiana. So nearly 2 weeks later, more than 10,000 households are reportedly still without electricity as of this Monday morning. The Gary mayor, Eddie Melton, has publicly called the length of the outage unacceptable, right? Businesses have taken a major loss. One business owner said that the 8 days without electricity, they've lost almost $19,000 in sales. So it's not social media melodrama. There is a problem happening. But 2300 Jackson Street, which still remains as a tourist landmark, are they the ones that you need to be calling? When a hometown needs something, does hometown pride become a two-way street? We know the Jacksons were recently there for the release of the Michael biopic, and it's an emotional argument, I understand. But we have developed a habit of making black wealthy celebrities the emergency backup plan for the government. And I don't want I am not saying that obviously careers are built on fan support, but public policy response in an emergency is not their responsibility. And yes, it would be nice if they contributed, but to who and in what order? And would there still be problems with that? All of the pressure needs to be on the infrastructure in Gary, the Indiana governor, as well as the president. Where is the presidential input? We have seen them become involved in BS stuff, right? But anytime something happens in the black community, people automatically start tagging Oprah, Tyler Perry, Beyonce, and LeBron. The Jackson estate is now included in that, right? Meanwhile, where are the utility regulators? These are the things that we really need answered. Where's the infrastructure investment that allowed Gary to be in this situation? Local and state officials, they get to skate, but you want to hold Miss Jackson, if you're nasty, responsible? Celebrity philanthropy can help people survive a crisis, but it should not become the automatic crutch when something happens. And again, there's no evidence that the Jackson family has not contributed, maybe privately, because if they announce everything that they do, then it's looked at as publicity. So there are Pacers star. I mentioned Keith Lee. You also have to think Tyrese Halliburton. He has contributed some things. Halliburton. I always jack it up. I know it's Halliburton. I don't know why my mind does that to me. But listen, there are people. You're not asking the Indiana Pacers. You're not asking Caitlin Clark. Are you?
Colts.
The Colts. The Fever. So I just think that it is nice when our black celebrities show philanthropy and can, but it should not be the expectation. And this is no different, even though it's incredibly important. When we come forward, more trending topics and headlines.
Okay, Tito, you got it!
Are you ready for the hottest entertainment scoop in Los Angeles? She's bringing you exclusive interviews with today's biggest stars, behind-the-scenes Hollywood insights, and all the entertainment news you need to know. She's breaking down what's trending, what's ending, and what's just beginning in the world of entertainment. You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Esther Dillard with BIN News Now. Black Republican Florida Congressman Byron Donalds is under fire for blaming a measles outbreak on illegal immigration. Here's what he said on CBS's Face the Nation Sunday.
The reason why we are seeing a measles outbreak in certain parts of the country is because of rampant illegal immigration into the United States.
Donalds pointed to outbreaks in El Paso and Southwest Florida, but offered no data to back the claim. The trial of the man accused of orchestrating Tupac Shakur's 1996 murder continues today in Las Vegas. Dwayne Keefe D. Davis is accused of planning the drive-by shooting that left the rapper fatally wounded 30 years ago. He's pleaded not guilty and could face life behind bars if convicted. And Pete Buttigieg is making a fresh play for black voters in South Carolina. According to CNN, some say this is for a possible 2028 presidential run. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Think It Up is an initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join at thinkitup.org.
Is this the time? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Cleveland Browns head coach Todd Monken announced Monday morning that Deshaun Watson, not Shedeur Sanders, will be the team's starting quarterback in Week 1. Watson beat out Deion Sanders despite missing the entire 2025 season and having a shaky performance in Saturday's preseason game against Buffalo. 5 out of 12 completions for only 35 yards and 1 interception. Browns fans booed Watson during the game. Sanders started the final 8 games for the Browns last season, but apparently did not perform well enough in practice and 2 preseason games to keep the job. In the 2 games, Sanders was 15-22 for 153 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. It might have been a tough call for the Browns franchise to keep Watson on the bench with his $46 million salary this season. Watson also cost the Browns 3 first-round draft picks when they traded for him in 2022. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Number 14. That's where Talkers Magazine ranked Tavis Smiley on their Heavy 100 list of the 100 most important talk radio hosts in America. Join Tavis weekdays, 9 a.m. to noon or 9 p.m. to midnight. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
History is now. We are opening doors and breaking down barriers. Black owned and unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Tired of being locked out of job opportunities and shut down by systemic racism? KBLA Talk 1580 stands with you in fighting for the rights of black workers, and we don't back down. The Los Angeles-bred Workers Center is a dynamic alliance of workers, organized labor, community-based organizations, clergy, students, and scholars working collectively to improve the position of the black working class. The LA Black Workers Center takes a comprehensive approach to addressing the black jobs crisis. Their programs promote access to quality jobs, racial equity in hiring and retention, discrimination-free job sites, and they prepare black workers for employment in high-wage career track jobs. The LA Black Workers Center supports workers who need help protecting their rights on the job. They give workers access to quality jobs and remove systemic barriers to employment. And they are advocating for a fair deal for black workers in the new Los Angeles City Charter. To sign up for free career readiness training, get involved in organizing, or learn about union apprenticeship programs and trade registries, please visit lablackworkercenter.org. That's lablackworkercenter.org. Together, we can beat the black jobs crisis and build a more equitable Los Angeles. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Let's do this. We're heading into one of the most important election seasons in a generation. And with so much on the line, your health care, your economy, your neighborhood, you deserve more than sound bites. You deserve the full story. KBLA Talk 1580 is your trusted voice for political coverage, commentary, and conversation. From local races to national headlines, we bring you the insight and perspective you need to make sense of it all and make your voice heard. Between now and November, a lot will happen. A lot will change. But one thing won't. KBLA Talk 1580 will be right here, keeping you informed, keeping you engaged, and keeping it real. KBLA Talk 1580, the place for politics.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Y'all and hustle, man, be ballin'. Took it worldwide, went global, lost Slauson. Get the type respect they reserve for bosses. When we draw the line in the sand, you can't cross it. Backseat, made back balance my back conscience. If you put your heart in my hand, I might drop it. If you play a part of my plan, you gon' profit. If you think my word is a scam, I can't knock it. Cause these fake and dig, can't relate and wig. Pull up and race, proceed, the paper chase, I'm a young legend. Dumb lettuce in a fetish. Rainy days, I got Rolls Royce umbrellas, run tell it. 7 digits from a young fella. Still remember every mission on this vendetta. Gotta love the transition of a trendsetter. Oh, yeah. When these fake, them been jealous. Girl, I can change your whole life to the bright light. No more economy.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe. Shout out to that new Nip Prolific drop. Go stream it. All right, listen, we're going to wrap up this Gary and Jackson topic because for me, the bottom line is charity can respond to broken infrastructure, but it can't replace that infrastructure. Do you know what I mean? Famous people aren't FEMA. And if your disaster plan starts with maybe a celebrity will pay for it, we already got a problem.
100%. I mean, we got community right here discussing this. If you feel it upon your heart, I don't know what organizations is holding it down over there, but, you know, it's nothing to research. It's nothing to, call somebody that's in that area. I don't know about Red Cross, but, particularly maybe a black nonprofit organization. Reach out. See how you can, support, even if it's $5 freaking.
In the chat, someone said, let me go find it. It was from the Do Better Network. And their question was, we're supposed to have our backs, right? Yes, we are as a community, but when is enough? And as humans, we're supposed to have our backs. So where is the communal support from all of us? If we all sent over $1, $5, they might be cool, right? They could buy 10,000 generators. I'm not sure, but what I'm saying is specifically always saying, well, they got it. They owe it to us. When they have been doing things is, to me, a faulty expectation.
I also believe that the community probably feels like they're not empowered enough to do anything. they probably feel like, oh, I gotta have millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars or be hella resourceful. And I think that's the reason why they're, expecting somebody, of stature or whatnot to be able to move in and do something. But nah, you could do something too. Everybody leads, homie.
Exactly. DJ Black 909 in the chat says, for one, the Jacksons are living in California now. They're a musical family, not a local activist group. Folks in Gary need to go holler at the mayor and the governor. Show me in the white community where a comedian is a white leader. Show me in the white community where a singer is a white leader, or a dancer or a trumpet player is a white leader. Malcolm X. So, fair point. And I know we put a lot on our black heroes, celebrities, famous people, because we feel like it's an extension of us. We watch them climb. We watch them grow. We were a part of the journey. But, once again, cannot replace government and infrastructure, people whose jobs they are sworn to consider you, to be there for you. At any rate, we'll follow up on this one. Listen, the VERZUZ took place last Thursday. Did you watch? Did you watch? Did you watch?
You know I did.
I know Andy did. Now, we talked about it. We said going into it, Joe had more hits, but Donell Jones had a really, really solid album. What Donell Jones may not have had.
Speak on it.
Was a really solid performance in him.
100%.
There was a lot of conversation about Donell Jones.
Yeah, speak on it.
I heard someone attribute maybe, and this isn't shade, it's just information. It may come off as shade, but it's more informative. That maybe part of the blockage in Donell Jones' performance was from the shapewear he was wearing.
Shapewear?
He was wearing some shapewear.
I don't know what that is.
Skims.
Oh.
You know, things to keep you put together. They squeeze. You may not be able to get down to the diaphragm. But seriously, Joe did mop the floor with Donell Jones. He came out, looked smooth with his little cane and his red suit, had the little drop thing. When he bought 50 Cent out, listen.
It was a done deal after that.
It was a done deal.
There was nothing
come on
Donell
now.
Jones could have done.
They say it's a big, rich town.
Man.
I just come from the poorest part. Bright lights.
First off, Donell Jones, disappointed. Doesn't mean that your songs ain't fire. Your songs are fire. But you said it. I'm sorry. Joe's catalog was just a little bit more deeper. My brother Donell Jones, man, you should have been sipping on some honey, lemon, ginger, turmeric tea or something before the show. Like, come on, we couldn't even hear you. I don't know if that was a mic thing. Maybe the audio guy didn't turn his mic up or whatever. But it was just, I was watching it with my girl. My girl, she broke it down. She was like, yo, Donell Jones, he's singing from the upper registry or whatever you call that. You know what I'm saying?
And he might not have been able to reach his diaphragm because of the skims.
I mean, how you going to bring 702? Shout out to you for even writing that song. Didn't even know that.
I mean, because that's what we do. Remember, Tank brought in all of the songs. Right. He brought that. We're showing off our range. That was a hit.
What I want to say is, though, they sounded better than him.
So let me tell you where I'm going to give Donell Jones some grace. If you're unaware, Donell Jones went through a down period where he battled addiction, alcoholism, and he smoked a lot of cigarettes. So
answers my question.
He did not take care of his voice.
Can I also say this? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Because VERZUZ exposes a lot of things.
Yes, it does.
And, shout out to everybody who's a music artist. But VERZUZ will expose you. Half of you cats do not have any vocals.
Man.
It's too many times where I watch VERZUZ and I'm going for one side and you guys just, it's so disappointing. Like VERZUZ, you guys really need to do some research and really get two individuals, two groups that really match each other. Whether they both have a deep catalog and they both can sing.
I think it's harder than it looks. Let me tell you why it's harder than it looks. One, you have to get two people to agree to be involved in VERZUZ to begin with, right? And you're saying two groups that are equally yoked. Some people think that they are bigger than maybe where they really are. Do you know? 50 said he would never do verses, but then here he comes popping out on Joe's set. A little different, but still, 50 and T.I. would have been a good verses, but 50 wasn't with it. I'm just saying. So I mean, sometimes it can be hard to book. I think too, we underestimate sometimes who can bring a performance. You know, it was different when they were just playing records at home and telling stories, even if they were in the studio. This concert element brings an entirely different look to the verses in general.
It really exposes cats, because there be cats that I really do like. And, you know, if I was interested in maybe like going to their show, after seeing their performance now, I'm kind of like, I'm cool.
I would like to see 112 versus Drew Hill.
Well, 112 already participated in the verses.
But, you know, it was 112 and Jagged Edge, right?
112 and Jagged Edge. This was before the performances. This was still on IG Live.
Well, you know, something. Boys to Men versus, I don't know.
I just want to say, Donell Jones was disappointing.
Yeah.
B2K was disappointing.
Yeah.
Damn, who was the other ones?
Tyrese
was disappointing. Cash Money was disappointing.
Facts.
Hey, man, shout out to YG and Gang. That probably was the only verses to me that was a tie.
In the most recent, it was not a tie, but we'll accept it. We'll allow it, Andy. We'll allow it.
Just saying.
Listen, when we come forward, we'll get into more trending topics and headlines.
Outside in the rain, we can do it all night. I'll touch all the places he would not, and some he never knew would get you high. Nothing is forbidden when we touch.
You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Ooh-wee, Fridays just got better. What's up? I'm Amanda Seals, and this is your invitation to come and sit with me. Yes, get seated as I do my thing on KBLA Talk 1580. We're talking noon to 2 p.m., then back again 4 to 6 p.m. Same day, same station. Bring your opinions, because you know I'm going to have mine. Bring your questions, because you know I got answers. And bring yourself, because, baby, we want you to be authentic at all times. Fridays on KBLA Talk 1580. I'll be waiting. Join me.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is connecting you with services and solutions. Domestic violence and family violence is when someone in an intimate or family relationship tries to gain or maintain power and control over another through a wide range of abusive behaviors. Every single act may amount to abuse. Abuse can take on various forms: psychological and emotional, physical and economic, and sexual abuse. The Genesee Center Incorporated is a nationally recognized nonprofit domestic violence prevention and intervention organization, housing women and children from 30 days up to 2 years through emergency and transitional shelters. The Genesee Center also provides support services like mental health counseling, life skills classes, computer training, job referrals, after-school programs for children, field trips, tutoring, and comprehensive direct legal services. If you need help or you'd like to donate or volunteer, call the Genesee Hotline, 1-800-479-7328. That's 1-800-479-7328, or visit genesee.org. Everyone has the right to be safe. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Just in case you missed our Procrastination Crenshaw Town Hall.
Seriously speaking, every Saturday when I hear the program about
Altadena and how it may not come back, that's happening to us. This is the largest land grab since the gold rush in California. We have an EDD property, 59,000 square feet. Our elected representative determined that she should write a bill that would declare it to be surplus. So now guess what we're getting? Affordable housing. So I hope that we can start listening to one another, because there is a domino effect. If you don't care about us, guess what? We won't be here, and then you won't be here.
Not letting them get away with anything. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
S, the L, the I, the M. Let me tell you what I wanna do. Let me show you that I feel you. Wanna freak, wanna ride with you. Wanna taste when I put my lips all over you. Can't get enough of you. Always thinking of you. So sweet, I can't forget. So good, girl, you make me sweat. What I'm talking about, peaches and cream. Oh, that's right.
Oh, Peaches and Cream. I thought you meant when they came out. 2002.
Know what I mean? Peaches and
One.
cream. Girl, you taste so good to me.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. Before we move on from Versus, I just want to say shout out to Shorty Got Her Eyes on Me, though, because that was my jam in 98. Like, really, really, that was my song. So.
There was a moment in Versus where I was just like, okay, they did this together. Like, they was like, yeah, let's do this or something like that. I don't know if it was when Joe brought out 50 and then Donell performed something. It was a special moment. But anyways.
I did wish Joe had brought out Chico DeBarge and they did the No Guarantee remix. Little up-tempo joint, you know. But he had 50, and when 50 looked at Donell like, what you about to do?
I know Donell felt like,
Dang,
bro, you
homie.
50? Oh, I can't compete with this. And then Big Rich Town, everybody was excited about that one right
Man.
there. I mean, he had everybody going crazy with that song. So.
Power theme.
Shout out
Come
to
on
Joe,
now.
man. You've been in the game for a long time doing your thug dizzle.
But the real winner was R&B, so shout out to that.
It was. Now, can I ask you another question,
Yes.
though? Do you think they need to change locations?
So we've talked about this, and yes, it's at Apple Studios, so that makes it convenient. But I think that LA audiences are too jaded for these shows.
Too chill. They be going up there high as hell.
I think we're just, we don't get too much for the celebrities. We always see them. We think we're the celebrities anyway. So we trying not to show too much, do too much. But we need some energy in the crowd. So I don't know. Maybe they need to reconfigure their invite list in some form or fashion. But all right, listen. Since 50 was already in the building, right? I decided that we would talk a little bit about a conversation that came about from 50's interview following Versus. And, naturally 50 is 50, so he found a way to become the conversation because Curtis Jackson has never met a microphone that he couldn't turn into an HR problem, right? Just kidding. But, 50's diabolical. So 50 Cent has said firmly, marriage is a bad contract, right? And it's easy to say you spent your life refusing to get involved in it, although most married men tend to go up in life. But that's a conversation for another day. It was during Apple Music's Rap Life review following the Joe and Donell Jones verses. 50 sat with Ebro. It was him, Tyrese, Tony Yayo, and Uncle Murder, and he explained why he never got married. He said marriage is a bad contract. His argument was essentially that marriage requires enormous investments of time and energy and can become financially painful when the relationship ends. Now, the irony in all this is he's saying this as Tyrese is sitting right next to him. What more do you want from me? 50 didn't see the irony
What
in it at all.
more do you want from me?
There you go. Right? Of course he couldn't behave. He actually yelled it out. That was in 2017 when Tyrese did that. And, you know, bless Tyrese, he played along, because does he really want to pop back at 50 like he would anybody else? Who wants to be on 50 Summer Jam screen all week? Nobody. But underneath it all, 50 is forming an interesting conversation, because the way some wealthy men discuss marriage, it sounds like private equity. I'm not mad at it. I get the perspective, risk, assets, exposure, exit strategy, but the economic value of what women traditionally contribute to marriage cannot be overlooked, right? Childcare, household labor, career sacrifices, social management, all of the things, and soften you down. But, you know, 50's 50. I don't know if I would want to, no shade, no tea. 50 just seems like a handful. And, you know, very much like, okay, I'm mad at you. I'm taking all the things. And I don't like the sound of that. So you cannot restrict me. I'm not for that type of thing. So not that I have a choice, right? I'm not saying that. I'm just observing. So good luck to 50. Shout out to Tyrese, laughing through it all. We know 9 years later, he's still complaining about divorce, right? And a bad marriage does not necessarily mean that the institution of marriage is bad. You just got to have more communication, I'm going to say. All right? And I know discussing the exit clause, some people say, is planning for the exit. But I think you should make those plans when you love each other. Because if you're negotiating when you don't, we see how that goes. Andy?
I was going to add lowered expectations.
That is
I think that would help a lot too. And
but we're talking about very wealthy men, right? So the thing is this, that is always interesting. They really don't want these women to work because they want them to be available to them when they are available,
absolutely.
right? So you're going to try and give them allowance and ration it out, but take it all back and say she hasn't earned anything. Who wants to obviously be singing for their supper every day? What the frick?
This is why Passport Bros exist.
Hey, man, shout out to the Passport Bros. If you think that's an easier life, Eddie Murphy told y'all about that in Raw in 1987. Umfunfu came back and was like, Eddie, I need more, Eddie. So you think you're solving a problem, but you're going to have to live where you find them because you're going to get them back here and they're going to adapt to the culture. That's just what goes down. It is what it is. And I should also point out the reason why they adapt to the culture is because they didn't understand what they were missing because they never had it. And now that they've been exposed to it, they see what the larceny, the plot, the scheme,
the land of the free,
the Todd setup is. You know what I'm saying? Listen, honestly, though, marriage benefits both parties. Yes, it can benefit a woman financially, but married men are generally more successful, make more money, are looked at as more stable, and live longer. So there are some benefits to marriage. All right, listen, thank you guys, of course, for locking in each and every Monday through Friday. I'm sorry, it's not Friday anymore. Each and every Monday through Thursday. 6 to 7 p.m. for all your trending topics and headlines, with a little bit of facts, context, and culture. Coming up next, he's about to hit you in the head. You learned last week who he really was beneath all of this. I listen. Shout out to Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, coming up next.
Yeah. When I'm out in them wild boys, blunts and fillets. When I'm out in LA, boys, raps and switches. Now blood walk to this, now Rick walk to this. Now throw it up, raise it up, cause it's gangsta kid. Now blood walk to this, now Rick walk to this. Now throw it up, raise it up, cause it's gangsta kid. I'm in my Lambo, maggot, ride real low, maggot. Doors lift up, I'm like, go, gadget. See the shit I got on. Homie, I'd hate to, my Teflon on, boy, my government issue. I hit your vertebrae, bullets rip through tissues. Your wife on a futon, hugging a shih tzu. Homie, you a chick, you got feminine ways. Heard you got 4 lips and bleed for 7 days. I got 4/5 and bananas on the case. And got more whips than a runaway slave. Me and Yayo go back like some high top fades. When I made 50 mil, M got paid when I made 60 mil. Dre got paid when I made 80 mil. Jimmy got paid, I ain't even got the rap now. Life is made, said I ain't even got the rap. I'm filthy, man.
Laughing straight to the bank with this. I'm laughing straight to the bank with this. I'm laughing straight to the bank with this. I'm laughing straight to the bank with this.
I think nothing but $100 bills in the bankroll. I got the kind of money that the bank can't hold. Got it off the street, moving bundles and O's. 7-3 Caprice, old school when I roll. Breeze pass with the E-pass, the toe. No more platinum, I'm wearing gold. I'm internationally known as the kid with the flow that brings enough dough